After changing a few hidden Windows settings, my Rust FPS increased by over 100 frames, with smoother gameplay and fewer stutters. Many Rust players are not using the full power of their hardware because of wrong Windows settings and background processes. So in this video, I'm going to show you the best Windows, services, and registry tweaks to maximize FPS, reduce input delay, and make Rust run smoother. Let's start by making sure Rust is using your dedicated graphics card. This is especially important if you're gaming on a laptop or a PC with both integrated and dedicated graphics. If Windows assigns Rust to the integrated GPU, you'll lose a significant amount of performance. Press Windows plus I to open Settings, then go to System, Display, and scroll down to Graphics. Under Custom Settings for Applications, click Browse, then navigate to your Rust installation folder and select rustclient.exe. Once it's added to the list, click Options. Choose High Performance, which should display your dedicated NVIDIA or AMD GPU, and then click Save. This tells Windows to prioritize your dedicated GPU whenever Rust launches. On laptops or hybrid graphics systems, this can prevent the game from accidentally using the integrated GPU, resulting in much better FPS, smoother frame times, and fewer GPU bottlenecks. If your desktop only has one graphics card installed, this setting usually won't make a noticeable difference, but it's still worth checking to confirm Windows is using the correct GPU. Now let's reduce unnecessary background services that can consume CPU time, memory, and disk activity while you're playing Rust. We're not going to disable random services like many optimization videos recommend. Instead, we'll only adjust services that are safe for most gamers and can help reduce background resource usage. Press Windows plus R, type services.msc, and press Enter to open the Windows Services window. Windows Search. Scroll down until you find Windows Search. Double-click it, click Stop, then change the startup type to Manual if you rarely use Windows Search or indexing. Finally, click Apply and OK. This service constantly indexes files in the background to make searches faster. During gameplay, especially on slower hard drives or lower-end CPUs, it can occasionally use CPU and disk resources. Setting it to Manual prevents it from running all the time while still allowing Windows to start it when needed. If you frequently search for files or use Outlook indexing, it's better to leave this service enabled. Sysmain. Next, locate Sysmain and open it. Click Stop, then set the startup type to Manual, and click Apply. Sysmain analyzes your usage patterns and preloads applications into memory to improve launch times. On modern SSDs, its performance benefits are minimal, while some systems may experience unnecessary background disk activity. Setting it to Manual can reduce background resource usage without completely disabling the service. If you're using a traditional hard drive and notice slower application launches afterward, you can easily switch it back to its default setting. Print Spooler. If you never use a printer, find Print Spooler, double-click it, click Stop, and set the startup type to Disabled. This service manages printing tasks. Disabling it won't increase FPS directly, but it removes one unnecessary background service from Windows. If you use a printer at home or work, leave this service enabled. Xbox services. If you don't use the Xbox app, Xbox Game Pass, or Xbox Cloud features, you can set services like Xbox Accessory Management Service and Xbox Live Off Manager to Manual instead of automatic. This reduces background startup activity without breaking Windows. If you actively use Xbox features, leave these services unchanged. Optimize registry settings for better Rust performance. Now let's apply a few safe registry optimizations that can help Windows prioritize game performance more effectively. These tweaks won't magically double your FPS, but they can improve system responsiveness, reduce unnecessary delays, and help Rust get more consistent CPU scheduling. Before making any changes, it's always a good idea to back up your registry. Press Windows plus R, type regedit, and press Enter. If the user account control window appears, click Yes. Once Registry Editor opens, click File Export, choose a location, give the backup a name, and click Save. If you ever want to undo these changes, simply double-click the backup file to restore your previous settings. Game Responsiveness. Navigate to HKE, Local, Machine, Software, Microsoft, Windows NT, CurrentVersion, Multimedia, SystemProfile. Double-click Game Responsiveness and set the value to 0. This tells Windows to reserve less CPU time for background multimedia tasks and give running applications like Rust higher priority. While the difference isn't huge, it can improve overall responsiveness and help maintain smoother gameplay during heavy CPU usage. Network Throttling Index. In the same location, find Network Throttling Index. If it doesn't exist, right-click an empty area, choose New DWORD, 32-bit value, name it Network Throttling Index, then set its value to F, FFFFF, that's 8 lowercase or uppercase f's in hexadecimal. By default, Windows can limit network processing for multimedia tasks. Setting this value removes that limitation, allowing network traffic to be processed more efficiently. This won't lower your internet ping, but it may reduce networking overhead and improve consistency during online gameplay. SystemProfile tasks. Now expand the Tasks folder, then open Games. Here, you'll find several values. Set GPU priority equals 8, priority equals 6, scheduling category equals high. These values tell Windows that games should receive higher scheduling priority when competing for CPU and GPU resources. This can improve frame consistency, especially when background applications are running at the same time. Do not change any other values inside this folder unless you know exactly what they do. Win32, priority separation. Next, navigate to HKE, Local, Machine, System. Current control set, Control, Priority Control. Double-click Win32 priority separation. A value of 3.8 hexadecimal is commonly recommended for prioritizing foreground applications like games while maintaining overall system stability. On most modern versions of Windows, this is already the default. If yours is different, you can set it to 38. This setting controls how Windows schedules CPU time between the active application and background processes. Keeping Rust as the foreground priority helps deliver more responsive gameplay. After completing these registry changes, restart your computer. Registry edits don't always take effect immediately, so a restart ensures Windows loads the new values correctly